Welcome to another video. Today, I want to dive deep and be raw and uncut. Like, is it okay if I be raw and uncut with you? I hope it is. But I want to help you understand reasons why you could be failing in business. Like, we're always talking about the secret to success, but we're not talking about reasons why we fail. Because that's where the real success is, when you understand why you're failing. And hear me out when I say this. When I say the gems, the wisdom, the knowledge I'm going to give you, it's going to make you think like, I've been missing out on 1, 2, 3 pieces, or just one piece to the puzzle to really scale your business. Like, every day is a new chance to be great. Every day is another grind. But when you understand what's really happening with your business and why it's shifting and why it's at a standstill, then you could break through the ice, break through the blocks, and take off. So let's get into it. Like, I am super excited to be sharing this information with you, because when I realized some of these things had me stagnant in business, I instantly took it up a notch. So one of the reasons, there's many reasons out there, but one of the reasons why you could be failing in business and not scaling like you know you can is because you're not telling your story. Hear me out. Your marketing is a form of communication to your audience, to your target audience. When you know your target audience, you can start to make content that relate to them through your story. Your story is the qualification, and the way you tell your story to hit your target audience pain points is the gold mine. Listen, when I first started off in business, like my very first year, I was super optimistic, I was super positive, and I still am, because I knew that every day wasn't going to be peaches and cream, and it still isn't to this day. But I knew I had to be positive about this new endeavor, this new life. I had to change my mindset. Some of you all need to change the mindset too, and understand that every day won't be great. We're going to have $0 days, $10,000 days, $500 days, maybe even $5 days. But in the beginning, the very first year, I was super positive, right? I was excited. But I also used positivity as a mechanism in my life, period. Someone told me, with all the positive content I put out there, with all the inspirational content I put out there, I was never telling my story, mind you. Someone told me, like, it seemed like you are not real. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm not real? What does that mean? So when I realized what he meant was, you don't seem like you go through anything as a person, as a business owner. Now, I'm new in business, so of course, I didn't understand how to connect with my audience, how to tell my story, how to be transparent, any of that. All I wanted them to think was that this positive new entrepreneur, this new person talking about credit and business and coaching, whatever, that I can trust them. That's what I thought trust looked like. And hear me out. Yes, still be positive. Yes, still be uplifting. Yes, still be inspiration. But you also want to find a way to tell your story so that they know you can connect with them. If you, for instance, I'm in the credit space. I once was in a 400s, the low 400s, because I didn't come from financial literacy, understanding credit, any of that. When I started telling that story where I didn't come from that, I had to get food stamps. My mom worked 12 to 16 hours a day. She didn't have time to teach us about credit. My dad just saved money under the mattress. You guys know that old trick. That was their method to wealth. When I started to tell that story, oh my God, a lot of people started to inquire about the services we offer. So understand that people respect real. People want to connect with you, and it's okay to have a backstory. That's where you come from. Your followers, your audience will literally accept you when you are starting off if you just be real. They'll grow with you. They'll literally grow with you. So if you are currently in business or starting a business, understand that your followers, your audience, your target audience wants to grow with you. So tell your story, find ways to relate while hitting their pain points, and I guarantee you, you will see a difference in your content. Remember, content is a form of communication. So tell your story. Another reason why you could be failing in business is because your customer journey is horrible. The customer journey is the number one thing to take them from a cold lead to a hot lead. Literally, what is the customer journey? Right? So we talked about telling your story and your communication in the content, or the content being the form of communication. When your target audience find you because of a pain point you triggered through telling your story or just through your strategic content, the very first time they find you, that is, if they're a cold lead, that is their very first experience with you. So they're looking through some of, your content, your pages, seeing any reviews, any results, any testimonies, and just how consistent you are with the value you give and the knowledge. Guess what? Now they're curious about what you offer. If you are telling your story and hitting their pain points, guess what? They feel like you can relate. They feel like you can solve their problem. We'll talk about a little bit more about pain points shortly. So now they're inquiring about your services. So that cold lead, which is somebody who never knew about your company, never heard about your company, they ran across your content, now they're interested. So now they're trying to find the link, right? They're trying to find the link, your website, the link in the bio, wherever. That should be easily accessible. That link, so they can get to you or your team, that should be easily accessible. Again, this is a customer journey. If you confuse them, you lose them, and you don't want to lose a potential client, a potential hot lead. So when they find your booking site, your website, the link in the bio, now they want to schedule a call with you, right? So that was two ways they were able to experience your customer journey. So if the link is easy to find, they can schedule the consultation. Now guess what? Now they're waiting on that call, right? They're waiting on that call. But before the call, guess what has to happen once they book the appointment? There needs to be a confirmation for the appointment, an appointment confirmation. Literally everything matters. The form of communication in your customer journey matters. If they find you, they book an appointment and there's crickets, then how can you stay in the forefront of their mind? How can they remember you? How can they talk about this amazing experience they had with you and they haven't even spoken with you yet? You want your customer journey to be so good, so efficient, so effective that they start telling other people about you as if they already spoke to you. Now, when it's time for the consultation or the call that you provide, you want to land them. You want to hit a home run. And typically you hit a home run because now they're a warm lead. Let me take it back a second. Now they're a warm lead because they booked a call. They were a cold lead because they didn't know about you. Now they're a warm lead because they trust, like, and know you. To some sense, they trust your ability, your value as you, and the space that you're in as an expert. So they booked the call. So now they're a warm lead because they know about you. So when you get them on the phone, this is your chance to actually add the value. Now, if your call is free, hopefully your call is free, because all they could think of, free call, and if you land good on the call, give them a whole bunch of value, free call with a whole bunch of value, they can go tell someone else. Now you have nurtured them. Now they know what you or your team is about, because it may not be you taking the calls. But if you're new in business, or even the questionnaires, whatever you have to actually assess the need of your client and your target audience. But if you're new in business, I assume that you will be taking all the inquiries, or if you are already existing and you're growing, then you have a team. All right. So now they experience 3 steps in encounters with your company, right? Content, link in the bio, they book the call and have the call with you. Now, after the call, there should be some type of thank you follow-up. Literally, thank you follow-up. If they purchase from you, they become a hot lead, right? And if they don't purchase with you, that is okay. What you want to do is follow up with them. Like, your system should have a flow that follows up with them and just thanking them for their time and the call and reminding them or recapping what was on the call. This is the journey you want to take with your customers. Now, hear me out. You may have a flow or a system or a procedure or process where, you know, they might be in your DM or they might email or they could text, whatever it is to get to you or your team so they can actually see if you are a good fit for them. Make sure their experience is superb. Superb, okay? Because that literally happened to us not so long ago. It was a woman who bought a template from us because of our content was super valuable. We told our story. We had good, approach, good energy, all those good things. They were able to relate. They got a template from us. They bought something from us, and they weren't able to download it all the way. So they reached out. Customer service was excellent, they said. They said that someone on the team actually provided them with more information than what they initially bought. Customer service. So guess what they end up doing? They were once a cold lead, then they were a warm lead because they bought a template, then they actually came back to us because what they bought from us actually worked, so they bought a high ticket program that we offer. So the customer journey is number 1. All of these things I'm going to share with you is number 1, but it's so key when they interact with your company. All right? Hopefully that helped you understand to tighten up some things on the back end or the way you communicate. Another reason why you may be failing in business is because your message isn't clear. Do you know who your target audience is? Do you know your target audience pain points? Is your message clear? I'm talking about clear on TikTok, IG, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you are in the social media world. Your message has to be so clear. A 5-year-old can say, "Mommy, Daddy, we need this." Or a 10-year-old, whoever. It needs to be super crystal clear so there's no confusions, no questions. Now, hear me out. People will have questions, absolutely. But if you are consistent and clear with your message, they won't be confused. They won't be confused. And they won't think about, is this really for me? Can it really solve my problem? Is this really going to change my life? Does this really bring me value? All those things. We don't want them second guessing, okay? So make sure you understand your target audience and who you're speaking to and make the message clear. Of course, you can add, personality into it. You can add comedy with it. You can add entertainment, education, be informational. But just make sure it's clear. You're saying the same thing repetitively. Now, I know you may think like, well, I'm saying the same thing. Yes, there's new people. There's new traffic coming to your pages every day, right? And sometimes people need to hear the same thing for it to really hit them where it needs to hurt. So make sure the message is very clear and consistent. Now, let's move on to consistency. Are you consistent on all platforms? That's another reason why your business could be failing. Because you think you make one video, one TikTok that go viral, or one Instagram live, and you think you've done it all. No, you have to be consistent. Because let me tell you something about consistency. You can be everywhere at one time without actually being present. Let me say that again. You can be on IG, on TikTok, on Facebook, and YouTube without you being present every time. Why? Because you've content batched or you've made your presence, your brand presence known because you're always making content, always posting, you're hitting the algorithm. to the point where your content is in the algorithm, it's working for you. I believe in working smarter and not harder. Now, don't get me wrong. When you find that day or that time to make the content batch. Already have your ideas based on your target audience pain points. Content batch, get it out the way. Take maybe a Sunday or a weekend to actually do videos and have them in drafts and have the reels waiting for you. Literally. So then when the week comes on, if you have a marketing team, you can push the videos to your marketing team. They edit it, put the caption over it, and voila, you are working smarter. Of course, you have to do the content a little bit, but how are you showing up? How are you showing up? Literally, oftentimes, almost all the time, people say, your content is so good. I shopped with you, or I bought your services because your team was good or your content was good. You showed up. People just want to be able to trust you, to know that you are consistent, to know that you are an expert, to know that you bring value. And being consistent, you may not even be actually educated on something that's transformational. They just trust you because you are consistent. They feel like they have some type of connection with you, especially if they are, investing in a 4K or 5K program with you. They want to see how consistent you are. They want to see you show up. So if it's not you, your team needs to show up and be consistent. And this is how you can be everywhere at one time without you actually showing up. So ask yourself, how consistent are you? How consistent are you? Now, I can go on and on and on about this, but one more reason, and you may not even expect to hear this, but I'm going to say it. One more reason why you may be failing in business is because you are using your personal money or the business profit, like all of the business profit, to invest back in the business. Now, hear me out. You're probably like, okay, so what else do I do? What else do I use? Have you ever heard a thing called OPM, other people's money? That is one of the ways people scale in business. So let me explain. Oftentimes, because listen, I was there and I had to change the whole way I thought about the profits for my business, paying myself, my personal expenses. Like, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, there is no safety net. So you have to create the safety net. You can't dip in your money and put the profits back into your business and dip in your business money and fund your lifestyle. No, you have to be strategic with your wealth strategies and financial management skills. So when I'm out and about, of course, I always have some free game or some value to give. I like to lead with value. When I'm out and about networking, I provide people with a lender's list. Now, if you stay into the end of this video, I have something for you. So I lead with value. And this is so important in business as well. And a lot of people, they are not separating their business profits and expenses from their personal expenses. In business, in order to really see an increase in your profit margins, not only do you want to operate an account, like when you go open a business checking account, you get the checking account and you think that's the only account you're supposed to have. No, it's not. You also want to have a business reserve account as well. Now, I have about like 4 or 5 business accounts per business because I am distributing and investing in different accounts after my gross income. So you got the business gross income, which is the income you've made on a bi-weekly basis or monthly basis before expenses. And then you have the net income, and this income is after all your business expenses is paid and after you paid yourself. What is your net income? Now, obviously, you pay yourself last, but after you pay yourself, after you pay your overhead, you have some money left. And that money needs to at least go into a certain percentage, needs to go into your business reserve, your business investment account, your business marketing account, and so forth on. You could just have one. Let's just start with one. You have the operating account for the business for you to take your payments and get all your money from the clientele, and then you have the business reserve. So hear me out. Instead of taking all your money that you get and just dump it right back into your business, you have to distribute at least take 10 to 15% of the net income and put it in a business reserve, right? So when it's time to invest back in your business, when it's time to do a rebrand or a photo shoot or get some more marketing or material or invest in your knowledge, anything, you have that money there. And not just taking all of the gross income and dumping it back into your business. That is a main reason why you could be failing. So remember, you have the gross business income. This is the money before you pay any expenses, before you pay yourself everything. It's just like if you are a 9-to-5er. Before taxes are taken out, you have the gross income. Then you have the net income. After the taxes, after the business expenses, the net income, you should take majority of that money and put it in another account. So you can use that money in this other account to invest back in your business. Now you can actually see growth. Now you can actually see what your business is making and are the things that you're doing in your business as far as overhead. Do you need to cut back? Can you improvise? What can you do? But at least you have paid your overhead, paid yourself, and you distribute some money so when you need to invest back in your business. So listen, as wealth builders, being in the financial space, it is very important that we understand these things and teach ourselves these things. We have to unlearn things to learn better ways. I get it, I know. So hopefully this video help you understand why you aren't scaling and why you're failing. You could take one gem from this, implement it, and see a difference. If any of this helped, if any of this resonated with you, comment below. I would love to hear how you were able to relate to this, how this helped you. Let's talk about it, because it's really simple. It's really, really simple. So now that you say to the end of this video, I want to give you something for free. I want to give you a free lender's list. This lender's list is amazing. I mean, it has so many amazing banks in there, resources in there, from on a personal side, on the business side, how you can fund your business, right? Instead of using your money, how you can fund your personal credit as well. Obviously, you want to make sure it's together first. If you need an expert, follow us on IG. Look at the content, look at the value, look at the results, and maybe book a consultation. But for now, I'll give you the free lender's list. It's Ultimate Secrets lender's list. All you have to do is text the word cash, CASH, to 678-928-7714. Text the word cash to 678-928-7714. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, turn notifications on, because more videos like this is coming your way, okay? Do it now. Don't wait. Get the lender's list and be blessed. I will see you all soon.